Hi everybody, I am Zabeth and welcome back to my channel. And this has been quite an exciting week since Sunday because you guys all know why, because starting Sunday, Rush went back on tour, yay, for their 50 plus years. So it was a very exciting day. It was a very exciting day Sunday. And I got to watch them perform live for the very first time that I was actually able to watch them perform live, like right when it's happening. So I was, I was screaming, I was jumping up and down, I was rocking out, dancing around in my living room, and oh, yeah. So I wasn't exactly at the concert, okay? But because of many of you who were able to go and right after film the song, and then right after the songs upload them to YouTube. So I will put these YouTube channels I checked out on Sunday night in my description. But thanks to many of you, I was able to feel like I was there live. Yay! And that was really fun. That was really exciting. Oh my gosh. So what can I say? It's like I can see, the excitement of seeing them perform live. And wow, that was really fun. That was really incredible. I had so much fun. I'm like, who else could go to a concert in the comfort of their own couch, right? That was quite comforting. So if of you guys who got to go this week so far, I believe there was also quite a few this week, and I think again on the 13th. So you guys got to go the 7th, the 9th, the 11th, and the 13th, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. That's when we got to go. That was quite exciting. And so we have one more coming up after this video. Then, so if any of you guys got to go and see them perform this week, please let me know in the comment section below what you guys thought. What was your thoughts on it? From what I saw, I think they did amazing. I think they did quite amazing. They sounded wonderful, even though, I could see where maybe Geddy had struggled a little bit with his vocals, but finally it came to me. I always wondered, why is it that when someone goes and performs live, they don't never sound exactly as the studio? Why don't they hit the high notes? Why do they drop a note or pitch? And then it dawned on me just last night. It finally just clicked in my head, in my thick head of mine. Now I understand. Now I know why. It's because they're not going to sound the same as a studio, because in the studio they are to do a few takes to get it right. They're usually just one day thing, right? Maybe a few hours at most. But when you're performing in a concert and you're having to do song after song after song after song back to back, and for what, 2 or 3 hours, I don't even know how many hours they played, you have to protect your voice. That's why I think that they drop a pitch, or they don't do it exactly. They're not going to hit all the high notes, because can you imagine? I think that if they try to sing it exactly like in the studio, especially if they do a lot of high notes, and I know Geddy has a lot of high notes, their voice after 3 songs, maybe the first 3 songs going to sound amazing, but then after that, the last song, they go, they're not going to be able to hear. I mean, that would be me, after getting excited and screaming and getting all those notes and everything perfectly. You got to take precautions, because Geddy is not just singing one night. He's not just singing 1 hour. How many days this week? So that's 7, 9, 11, 13. That's 4 nights, I think, right? Of having to sing, and without not much time to recuperate or recover vocally. And it's not like, guitar. If your guitar goes out of tune or whack or whatever, you just grab another guitar, right? But you can't do your voice. You can't just grab another voice box and, that one's kind of hoarse. Let's put it aside and grab another one. So I have a lot of respect for anybody who gets on stage and has to sing, because it can do its toll. Especially, come on, these guys are in their 70s now, and I still think they sound amazing. And I was so happy. I was cheering for them and hearing all the songs like Working Man and, and they start off with Xanadu. I was like, oh my God, what's a perfect song for them to start off with? was Xanadu. I got to watch them maybe an hour later than they were uploaded, because they recorded it. And so, you know, I usually have a thing against people who go to concerts and they're just watching the whole screen on just this little screen like this. And it's kind of like, why don't you guys just be there in the moment and look around like in the good old days before we had cell phones that you could be filming? Now everybody's just watching it all because everybody wants to upload it, right? Everybody wants to be a YouTube star and be the first to upload their videos or get their videos, get clicks and stuff like that. But I think you should enjoy the moment and be there live, huge screen, and seeing them and just being there in the moment. But I do really appreciate those who did take the time to film and did take the time to upload and didn't just do like film the whole concert and then upload it. I know there are some people that did, but thank you very much. And I would name these guys specifically because they're the ones that I clicked on. They filmed the one song, instantly upload to YouTube. Thank you, because it made me feel like I was there too, and it was a lot of fun. It was quite exciting. I didn't get much sleep that night because, you know, I had to watch them all. And Amy Mann was there too, right? Till Tuesday, and, you know, time stands still. But whew, if you guys are ready, enough of me being blah blah blah. Let's check out this song. This is How It Is. Let me see. This one is How It Is. Yes. So this one is How It Is. So without further ado, let's check this one out.
upon the stair, shoulder to the wheel. You can tell yourself not to care. You can tell yourself how to
and how it ought to be. Wow. I really love how so many other songs are so inspirational. You know that? They're just, it's like, don't get trapped up, on way things, people, when you plan for something and it doesn't quite go as planned. And, you get upset and you're like, God, is it ever good? Is the sun ever going to shine in my life? Are these clouds are going to be here forever? When is something good going to happen for me? When is something good going to happen in my life? And instead of finding joy in the moment, we're too busy expecting things to be a certain way and just saying, that's just the way it is. That's just how it is. Okay? And there's a difference between how it is and how it, you're like, this is how it ought to be. It ought to be like this. It should have happened like that. But you just have to realize that that's just the way it is. And that's just how it is. It's just, that's how it is. That's just the way it is. That's how I always say, it's just the way it is. When things don't go as planned, it's like, oh well, it's just the way it is. What can you do about it? But yeah, that was a really cool song. And I always love the way that Geddy sings, because it's like he doesn't just sing this song. His voice takes a word and instead of just, song is song, just song. He does something with the words. Like I can see his voice goes around each letter and kind of plays with it and has fun with it at the same time. And, he has these highs and these lows and these all in between sounds for his voice. And of course, Alex, has a little bit of that solo, little bits in the song, that little parts where he gets to play. And, Neil, of course, drumming. And wow, I was so happy Sunday when I got to see them, because I was kind of feeling kind of down. I was feeling kind of depressed because, I'm thinking, God, man, the performer tonight, I really wish I could have been there. I really wanted to be there, but life, that's just how it is, right? But because many of you decided were there and filmed and upload, it made me feel happy. I went to bed happy. I was so happy. I was jumping up and down, dancing all over the living room and just having, and then not only was I at one concert, guys, I was at 2 concerts the same night, because also performed, I think that they had performed on Saturday, they performed on the 6th, was Triumph, another Canadian band, right? And I think this guy's name is Rick Emmett, I believe. If I got it wrong, I'm sorry. And he was watching him sing, because he had backup singers. He had I think it was just him, originally it was just him and the drummer were the originals, and then they had another drummer, and they had another bass guy, and they had a guitar, and then they had him. And so he had backup singing, which, I was thinking maybe, Geddy should have had a backup singer too to hit the high notes for him. But then it, I guess didn't want to be Rush, right? Because we want to see Geddy sing. But seeing Rick sing, and he was there in the concert also, it brought tears to my eyes. I was so happy to see him. That it's like the music didn't die. The music's still there. And there's still people in the audience who come. There's still people, and I think it's amazing because, like, if you ever seen this, you've seen them when you were a teenager, and then you become an adult, and you're like, oh, I want to take my grandkids one day to see them, but then they stop performing, because I believe that Triumph also stopped performing for a while, like Rush. and you're like, oh, I missed it. You know, I missed this opportunity to take my son, or I missed this opportunity to go with my dad, or I missed this opportunity with my grandkids. But you got to see them of all generations in the audience. And I got touched. And I was sitting there literally in my sofa watching, trying to watch Rick sing. And I was just, tears just going down my eyes. And I kept wiping my eyes, you know, because I was just so happy for him. I was just so happy. I'm so happy for Rush. I'm so happy for Alex and Getty to be able to have that opportunity to perform again. Because there's just these new generations that, you know, what if you had loved Rush, but you never had the opportunity, for whatever reason, you never had the opportunity to see them live, right? You're like, man, I had this opportunity to go, and I never did, and I beating myself up over this because I never had the opportunity, and all of a sudden they're back, and they get to see you perform again. And even if you don't get to see them perform live, you got to see these videos of them performing live. And so you got to see their crazy intro. What was it? Did you guys see the intro? You guys got to check out the intro. I saw some other channel and I'll put it all in the description because I'm sure you guys see, because I'm sure it's all over YouTube. It's all over YouTube, right? It's a whole thing right now. But their intro, I've never seen their intro before. You guys know they're weird. They're goofballs, right? They like, and I don't want to do any spoilers, which I'm sure you guys know more than me, but when you see Alex and Getty and they're sitting around the table and they're like cobwebs, they're like really old and the cobwebs sticking to them and they're talking and they're laughing. And then I didn't notice it, but then I noticed that there was an empty chair with a bottle for another friend that's no longer with them. And it's like this combination of excitement, happiness, joy, but also sadness. And you can hear it in my voice. It touches me, it chokes me up. Wow, this is a long video. Longer than I anticipated, but I can't help it. I'm just really excited, really happy that and I know that we have mixed, it's like, for me, if I was there at the concert, I would be frustrated to have somebody's arms and their phone in front of my face at the whole time. But I understand why people do it. And if they didn't do it, then we wouldn't have these. I wouldn't have been able to see them like right after they performed. I got to see them perform so live on that day, not days later or weeks later. You know, I got to see them the same day as I wanted to go on the 7th, right? 7th. I'm so confused. What are their first day? Today is Wednesday the 10th, Tuesday the 9th, Monday the 8th, Sunday the 7th. Yeah. So I was so wanting to go. I wanted to go their very first day on Sunday. I really wanted to because it's in my area and Sunday's the best day to be on the freeway. I wouldn't drive on the freeway to LA any other day but Sunday. Because otherwise, forget it. That's the only day there's no traffic, so I really wanted to go. So thank you for you guys who were there and filmed and uploaded. Thank you. Mwah. I love you guys for that. Anyway, guys, I guess there's more to say. Oh, I do have some things coming up if you guys are still watching at this point. It didn't click me off yet. I do have a plan coming up. I will be eventually, I will keep making my Rush videos every single Friday or every single week because I do plan on going through every single one of their songs and reacting to every single one of their songs. I am. But I have something else coming up. I want to do some more stop animation. I want to try some animation, even though it's going to be like very bad, but I tried doing a little cheating with AI and I got such a bad, a lot of you guys were like, AI, what is this AI garbage? What is this AI trash? Sorry for that. I was just trying to take a shortcut and yeah, AI. And I'm like, maybe people really want to see my bad animation or my really bad stop animation, you know, because at least it's real, right? At least it's real talent. And if you call it talent and not this AI. Yeah, yes. Anyways, guys. I I just really enjoy spending time with you, and I hope you're having I hope you have a great weekend. If you guys, let me know in the comment section below. If you guys went to see them already this week, if you guys have plans of going to see them later on this year, or even next year. I don't know when they're continuing on doing this, but let me know in the comment section below. And otherwise, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.